Welcome to London's craziest gangster with me, Mr. Fish, keeper of the dead man's Bible, where all the rules of society are thrown, tossed and washed away, whose motto is, if angels fly and devils die, how come I'm still alive? Ha! Okay, I'd like to give a dedication to Tony McGulligan. McGulligan from Cardiff. Just had a great chat there. Well, managed to do something that the younger generation can't do. Don't know him, never seen him, but we had a conversation like we've known each other for years. Right, also I dedicate this show to SHAKS, who lost his life 2 weeks ago. CY, Rodney, Tony, all the lot from the Stewarts, and Teresa McIntyre, Hayden, Junior, the whole lot of them, okay? It's really sad when two friends, two people you love, two people that you've seen grow and have travelled the same road as yourself, cry, yeah? And then one kills the other. It's mad, mad, guys. And it just went to show me that knife crime, gun crime and violence is on the rise, still on the rise. And the question is why? Why? And I think some things have to take the blame. And remember, these views are just my views. I ain't no professor, I ain't no great spirit. But then not all professors know everything. And not all professors get it right. So anyway, here's my views. Yeah, just mine. Crash out your father. Here we go. Enjoy the show. Easy on the mic. Cry. Oh, let's do something with that. I can't wait, want it. When I was doing an interview just now, the phone got so hot it told me I had to stop. How's your father? So anyway, Crash, yeah? Bosh. Right? First thing we had to attribute is the changes that we went through. So I think non-disciplining your kids didn't really help working class kids. And don't get me wrong, I'm an advocate for disciplining your kids in the right way, but not abusing the discipline. Like, my dad was a very hard disciplinarian and I rebelled against him, so I know what can happen if the discipline is mastered in the wrong way. Okay, crash. But I still believe we would have less knife crime, less gun violence if the discipline was instilled. Okay, and also a little bit of discipline. Maybe some parents wouldn't have to call the police for their kids today. Okay, crash. I think another thing that's attributed to it. And listen, don't get me wrong. I love my computers. I've got a PS. I've got an Xbox. I play it all the time. I love my games. I play all the shoot 'em ups. I love them. But you have to realize the difference between me and a 13, 12, 15, 11, 10-year, 8-year-old kid. Bosh. I've done it. I've traveled the world. But these kids, they're very influential. They play these games. Not all kids. Some kids are great. Some kids play all the computer games in their life and have the best fun of their life. Some kids make money out of playing computer games. I tell you what, they make a lot of money. Trust. They make dough. wait. I saw one guy, yeah, there was one computer there. They was all playing in Wembley. Listen to this. And I think the prize money was something like 136 mil. I'm like, you're nut. I was like, are you for... And these people packed the whole of Wembley. And that's what I like when I see these parents going to their kids. I don't want you to play on the computer. I think, are you of your nut? The geezer could be a multi-millionaire billionaire. Oh, God. Honestly, it's crazy. But there are some kids who do get caught up in computer games and they let them take it the wrong way. Another thing I think attributed to it is rap music. Now, I love rap. I'm starting a rap group called Shut Up. Crowd only me. And I love it. And, you know, rap in our day, NWA, Tupac, all the rest. They were highlighting the struggles and highlighting the paths that they took So, you know, it was a different kind of rap. Whereas you see these kids now, all on YouTube and everything, all rap battling, all with names like Sniper. Never used a gun in his life before. Right. Comes from Labrador Grove, which is where I am now. Apparently 14-year-old, I don't know. But anyway, Crash How's Your Father. And they're all slagging each other off, disrespecting, cutting each other off. And the thing is, if you keep doing this all the time, you become what you talk, you become what you think, you become what you say. And I think this is another thing that is adding to children disrespecting children. To teenagers disrespecting teenagers. To use disrespecting youths. You could even say to adults disrespecting adults. I mean, in the case of my friend, dear SHAKS and Timmy Simons, we have to remember, all three of us, and those around us, we all came up through the struggles. We all cried. We all took on the prejudice. We took on the racism. We took on the establishment. We did. Yeah? Because there were so many people being hurt. We carried the torch. We carried the flag. You know what I'm saying? But to see them after all that, and going through all that, and to see them after doing all that, and then for one to take the other's life, that was so sad. And the thing is, Crash How's Your Father, we're both my age, 59, 60, and you wouldn't expect it to happen in our age. And so when it did happen, it suddenly made me realise, that knife crime is not just attributed to the kids. The only difference being, if you're an adult, it's called murder. If you're a teenager, it's called knife crime. That's it. You know? And even when it was over, they say it was over, okay. And some people say, well, is that it? And other people go, what? Okay, I'm bad. Right, you mad? You know, the thing is, what I've learned is, over the years, I learned at 52, it scared me, I wish I learned it earlier. But what I learned is, I have a saying, is not everyone thinks like you. It's a very important saying. Once you get this saying, nothing in the world bothers you anymore. Once you realise that not everyone thinks like you, nothing can't hurt you. Because the only thing that can hurt you is when you're dealing with your own mind. And then you have to think that everyone thinks like you. Yeah, you got it? Crash. On it. How's your father? And so, when you for Timmy and for Shaq, like, you must never ever say, oh, is that it? Because you don't know what might not mean nothing to you, could mean everything to them. And that's the problem. And so now we have two deaths.
Yes, brother.
How are you? You're right,
yes,
sweet,
mate.
yeah?
Good to see you back on YouTube.
I'm on it right now.
Good to see you
Take care. That's Dave there from the gym. Love you. All right, big man for the gym. Dave, in my next podcast, you're there. Ha! So, Crash. Dave, good stuff. Proper stuff, Dave. Proper gangster. So anyway, Crash. Yeah, not everyone thinks like you. It's a very important saying. It diffuses so many problems, so many issues, and helps you deal with so many things. And so, it was to say, you never know. And then, on top of all that, his actions, Timmy's actions. I love Timmy. Timmy's my boy. But his actions, sometimes it's called an act of madness, isn't it? A moment of madness. There are so many people in prison, all because of a moment of madness. Not just the kids. It's not just the kids. Adults too. And the adults always seem to be forgotten. I don't know if it's about, oh, they should know better. Oh, they should have done it. Oh, he should have listened. Adults are no different from kids, we're just older. We're no wiser. You try to help and give them what they can, but hey, you know the crash house your fault. So yeah, but going back to the violence, you know. Also, I think attributed, kids are not allowed to fight no. I remember I was in one gym, CJ, how are you? Owen, my gangster boy, and Owen was fighting, and I'm telling Owen, listen, attack. This kid Owen, he can fight. Believe me, once you pushed him in. Listen, see this kid Owen, he can fight, but he's got somewhere to go, but he can fight, trust me. And I'm telling Owen to attack because he has to be pushed. He's not a fighter, but he can fight. So I'm saying attack. And Owen's friend, I ain't done nothing yet. Give me half hour. Crash. Too early, as usual. So I said to Owen, attack. And I forgot the kid's name, black haired kid, he knows all right. He said, no, peer pressure. I mean, not fucking peer pressure. Attack. You're not a cooker. Peer pressure. Attack. Yeah. And, you know, he didn't understand. And so that's another thing. Kids now don't know how to fight. And not just in physical terms, but also in mental terms. And that's why we're having cancers, ADHD and all this rubbish. Mate, kids do not know how to fight now. And it's as if society or the lobbyists have lobbied the government to make us this way. Okay? They're trying to break down societies. They're trying to break down what people like. Freedom, free speech. And then they mask it out with banners like nationalism, and they make nationalism a bad word. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with loving the country and your country for what it is, and for their ways and for their religions. There's nothing wrong. You know, love your country. Yeah? You can still love your country and love everything about it, and still love other people. And so that's another reason kids today carry these great big machetes, they carry the great big zombie knife. Because you see, respect has now gone out the window. Crash house your father, respect is gone. You know, when you had nothing, and so sometimes you can't blame them. Also, you have to blame our generation. Yeah, you have to blame us, the parents. You have to blame us for not standing up to the government when they introduced these rules. Yeah, you have to blame us for sitting back and letting it happen. So before I start anything, we blame ourselves. Yeah. You let these lobbyists come in and do what they want simply because they're lobbying and lobbyists. Yeah. So we have to blame ourselves. When they took away the discipline, we should have uprised. Do you know what? This is what the government don't highlight to you. Yeah. I was talking to a black policeman here a couple of months ago, and fair play to him, a gangster. Gee, I love it when I see black police officers and foreign police officers. I love it. But the only thing I don't like about black police officers and foreign police officers is when they leave, then they want to start talking about racism and how they got treated. Look, mate, do it when you're in it, not when you're there. You understand what I'm saying? Don't play two sides of the coin. Yeah, listen, if it's happening, speak it while you're there. Don't come away and then say, oh yeah, I got treated this, they called me this, they done this. Well, obviously you accepted it, so what's the issue? You understand? Innit? What's the issue? You accepted it. Tell us, crash on it. Tell us why you're in the force. Okay? Highlight it then. That's when you got balls, okay? So anyway, crash. And he said to me, this black kid stole a Rolex, okay? And he got arrested, and his dad gave him 2 lashes with a stick. The kid reported his dad to the police. His dad was arrested, his dad lost his job, and his dad now at work. How can that be helping you? What kind of society would do that to a man that's disciplining his kid in the right way for the right reason? What? Come on. Yeah? And we're sitting there accepting it. Poor man who's never been in trouble in the police before has lost his job simply because he thought he was doing the right thing and thought this discipline would stop his kid from hurting other people. And you've had a go at him for disciplining his kid. What is it? What? So we have to ask the powers that be, do you want unruly children? Is that what you want? Because that's what it looks to me. Do you want kids? I want kids that are going around hurting, robbing, thieving, shooting. Is that what you want? Because that's what you're getting now. Okay? Crash, how's your father? That is what you are getting. Okay? Then we also attributed to it respect. We respected each other. They respect money and materials. Everything what the advertisers and the shops, the retail, everything that the retailers want. They want you. They want you to fight. They want you to buy their goods. You know? They want you to buy their goods. I'm not telling you they want you to kill each other and stab each other to get their goods, but it's an attribute. You know, another thing that's added to it has been drugs. Drugs is added in a very big way. Before, when we were all crew in the old school, we used to have drug dealers. And then they had people like me. But the difference was, I was an enforcer. Yeah, but you know, I love when I see all these programs about enforcers. I was an enforcer, but never called myself. We did what we had to do. Yeah? I wasn't an enforcer. Sometimes you're a judge. Sometimes you have to bring people together to make a decision. Sometimes you've got to take on the bad guys. Sometimes you've got to take on the good guys that made mistakes. Sometimes you've got to save them. Listen, it's not an enforcer isn't always about the bad guy. Sometimes he's the good guy. You understand? And so when now these kids, they don't have access to an enforcer because, as I told you in an earlier podcast, you know, the villainry, the old school gangs, we all got taken apart systematically. You know, they built Belmarsh. Belmarsh was an ACAT. Put all the Mr. Bigs there. Cut off the link to the soldiers, the recruitment, and so bosh. Now we can't get good shouts. We haven't got gentlemen that are in the know, that know this, that know that can point you to good bits of work, good jobs. So now we got these kids that have to come up and learn everything via the telly or via their mates or trial and error. And so now, you know, we're selling drugs. I suppose there's always been robbing drug dealers has always been there. But it wasn't on the level which we see today. And so a lot of people today, drug dealers, you know, in Georgia, whether it's an eighth, whether it's an ounce, whether it's a box, whether it's wherever it is, we have to protect our shit. Okay? And so now, because you haven't got an enforcer, because you haven't got someone who will go out there and do what he has to do when it comes on top for you, when it does come on top, you either defend yourself or you hand over all the goods. You know what I mean? And that's another thing that's changed now. Mate, I would die before I hand over my goods. If I was that way. See, I don't do drugs. I don't sell drugs. I sniff drugs, I take on drugs. I fucking drove people mad for drugs. Let's get it right, because when I'm working, that's my take drugs, don't get a confiscation order. Once I run a job, pay all the coke dealer. That's mine. Okay. But I don't sell drugs because I know the pain, the hurt, and the misery, and the sadness it can cause. You understand? So I will never sell drugs to cause that. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Everybody wants to sell drugs because it's the quick way to make money. It's the easy way to make. And what makes me laugh with some of that, I have to laugh. You know, some of these guys, yeah, like, mate, they think they're Mr. Big. And I'll tell you, I was going to chin one the other day. So I went in there and I wanted an armour ticket. And this is a couple of weeks ago. And he said, I only got this. But you know the way he's talking, I felt like, you know what, just taking his head right off. But you know what? You see, at least when I say everything like you, then I had to turn around and think, you know what, Fish? This kid is just telling you as it is. It's his business. Do you understand? And I can put myself in his shoes. This is what I'm trying to. I put myself in. I thought, well, I'm always asking him, and he's always turning me down. So it must be annoying to him. So Ricky, from the Pig and Whistle, I was going to take your head off, but I understand where your stance. Okay. So you love him. Trust. But anyway, no, I think I love him, but that was how it felt. Georgie Stevens, hope you're cool, kid. Yeah, another big in the game. Man in the game. Bang, bang, bang. Little Georgie. Gangster. Georgie Evan. PK's coming. Yeah. Dan, I hope you're safe now. Respect to you, kid. Gone through a lot. And you, PK. Yeah, respect. Yeah, so, you know, when you're buying drugs and you're selling drugs and you're holding drugs, then you need these weapons to protect yourself. And it's, mate, life is nothing no more. Yeah, nothing. It's all about get rich or die trying. Yeah, that's it. Life doesn't crash out your phone. Life means nothing at all. It's nothing. Now it's, even when you die now, a few people say, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Do they really care? A couple of tears, do you care? You know? We're hurting each other, killing each other. No one's doing nothing about it. The police don't care. If it's not about money, we're not interested. I saw a situation one week, it was all kicking off. It took the police half an hour for the first car to arrive. Yeah? And then another car come 10 minutes later. It's ridiculous. They don't care about you. You have to care about yourself now. Yeah? And it's difficult now because these people are coming at you for nothing. That's the problem. Some of them are coming for nothing. Some of them are just doing it for the sake of doing it. And that's even more. Crash out your farmer. You know? So, you know, solution, well, there's solutions. You have to lobby the government to reopen police stations, put police officers back on the street in uniform. That was it. That was it. The situations that our kids are in, okay, has all been manufactured. I'm sorry to have to say that. I don't want to say it. I really don't. But it's been manufactured. I don't know if they're do-gooders and I don't know if they're do-gooders and thought this is the best way. I mean, I don't think they could have perceived. I don't see they could have perceived the trouble and the hurt and the misery they have caused for so many people. Because otherwise, why would you do that? Why would you do that? But then, I will say this. I noticed Oldham and Rotherham Council have both delivered apologies, okay, to the parents of the children who they let down to gang rape. Right? But you know what really pisses me off? People of Oldham, all these parents, listen, them councillors are supposed to be sacked. The police chief is supposed to be sacked. Because you have reneged on the one promise you were supposed to keep, and that was to keep the public safe. You did nothing about it. and you feel that you can just apologise, and that's why parents, sorry, I can't give you the, you just accept that apology and not do nothing about it, and then you have a go at me when I'm giving them a slap or going down and doing what I have to do to go against them. Yeah, you're having a go at me. Why no one told me I got my hat on the wrong way? I most probably owe people money, because see, when I owe people money, I always wear my hat back to front, so when they think I'm coming, I'm actually going. Crash, how's your father? Oh mate, I love it. Back to front, you couldn't make it out of video. I didn't want to look in my lot. But anyway, Crash, how's your father? Yeah, very sad, and it just shows you. It's like they're scared to talk about certain groups of men, certain colours, certain religions, you know, certain situations, communities. You can't be doing that. You can't be asking the public to multicultural society and look at others and then when things are going on, not highlighting it. You're supposed to be highlighting it so parents can take the measures necessary to protect their kids. But you ain't. And now you've got the issue of apology, and you parents, I tell you, mate, that was my kid, trust me. They wouldn't be sitting there now. Please believe me. Listen, if I got to go back to prison 30 years, so be it. They wouldn't be sitting there now. Please believe me. Or if they did, they'd be damaged. Because you know what? It's a liberty. That is a liberty. It's a fucking liberty. Crash out there. I'm sorry to swear. I don't want to swear, but that is a liberty. And it's gone on for too long. And too long, people in this establishment have been trying to hide it. Because I think that religion and those people from that community give Labourers the vote. And so Labour are scared to say anything bad that might lose them the vote. You understand? But it's things like this that... Is it any wonder why kids act the way they act? A kid sees a counsellor, yeah, and a police officer not doing anything, yeah, towards a perpetrator or someone who has done a rape. And a rape is what it's got to be the most hurtful, serious, get mind-boggling. It's got to be the evilest thing of all. It's got to be evil, yeah. And you ain't doing nothing about it. And you as a counsellor, let me ask you, Crash, I've got to ask you, all those counsellors in Rotherham, all again, why is it you needed to keep that quiet? I don't get it. What is it? Why did you need to brush it under the carpet? The police there, why did you need to tell the girl that she's not to worry about it, she's mad? Why? I don't get it. Why? What is the issue? So is that where we've come to now? Huh? You're scared that if a person is of colour or a person is of a religion, yeah, you're scared to do anything. Is that where we've come to now? Huh? Is that what it is now? Is that the best way to deal with racism? Is that it? Huh? Is that the best way to deal with, oh, they're going to call us prejudice? Oh, they're going to call us racist? Or is it the best way? Oh, no, don't say nothing. We've got to keep the money coming. Yeah? Oh, don't say nothing. We need the vote. Yeah? Oh, keep it quiet. What, for your muggy fucking vote? Your muggy jobs? Oh, I tell you, now you got the cheek to look at why kids are... You got the cheek to ask yourself why kids and adults are acting the way they are. What faith do you have in the council now? What faith do you have in the police now? It's over. If they can't even investigate that and shove that under the carpet, I hope you can all see now. It's over. They don't care. Okay? Right, 30 minutes is up. That's me. Listen. Sorry it was a bit serious today. Crash out your phone. Sorry it was a little bit drab, but I feel it has to be touched upon today, you know. I just think it really does need to be here. And Listen, remember where you saw me first. Remember where you heard me last. Mr. Fish, London's craziest gangster. Remember to hit the button to subscribe. Remember to keep the show alive. I'm back. You're here. You're back. So, yeah, it's been brilliant. And see you soon. Ha! And if angels fly and devils die, how come I'm still alive? Ah!